here. I have no idea if I was supposed to talk first or if it was supposed to be my partner in crime here, Stephanie Straw. But we also have a special MC with us, Sen-Foong Lim. Let's go first to my Nerd Syrup co-host, Stephanie. How are you doing?
Hi, Daryl. I am doing well. Just ready to talk about some games with you and see you in Columbus.
Woohoo! And we also have
Woo!
our special MC who might not come to Origins, but is going to help us with this Nerd Syrup episode with MCing for us, showing us the games and whatnot. How are you doing, Sen?
I'm doing fine. I'm so disappointed that I won't see you guys in Columbus. Actually, that was where I first met Steph, so it's a sad day indeed that I won't be there to see you guys. Daryl, I see all the time, so screw you, Daryl. But Steph, sorry I won't see you.
Yeah, so since you're the MC, Sin, you should have let us in, I feel like.
That's kind of true. That is a true thing. But I had my screen was up with the splash screen, so whatever. Daryl leaves
Sen's
us.
used to me talking,
Yeah, yeah,
so.
yeah.
But my Google Hangouts isn't working because it's not switching to me whenever I'm talking. So just pretend like you can see me whenever I talk, I guess.
I'm pretty sure I got that under control, so hopefully it all comes out right. So let's get this show on the road. Daryl, we're going to go through three different things, right? Three different top tens?
That's right. We're gonna do the top 10 releases at Origins, each Stephanie and my list, and then we're also gonna do the top 10 demo onlys. We tried to, I believe, we successfully came up with unique lists. So we fought over some of the game titles. Obviously, Stephanie would beat me most of the time
Yeah.
because she's
She's got that
stronger.
whole Chun-Li thing going on right now, right?
And then we also have a third list that'll be some top 10 origin specific tips. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna do three videos. And Sam, why don't you start us off? Which one are we doing now?
Well, I think we're going to start off with the top 10 releases because that's kind of what everybody's looking for is what can they get at Origins this year in 2016. You guys are going to have to fight rock, paper, scissors. Who goes first with their top 10 list? Starting off at number 10, Daryl, rock, paper, scissors. Ready? Rock, paper. Steph, you got to get ready.
I
Rock.
didn't know!
Well, come on. Oh, well,
Count,
okay.
count. Go.
Do it again. Rock,
What?
paper. Oh, what? I mean, let's start playing rock, paper,
You
scissors.
know, 1, 2, 3 or
Yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah. Okay. One, two, three. Ready? One, two, three, go. Oh, scissor cuts paper, Steph. Sorry. So Daryl will start first with his top 10 releases. Daryl, let's go.
All right. Well, so my top 10, my number 10, and then we'll go to Steph's 10. My
Yeah.
number 10 that I'm excited about is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. It's coming out from Steve Jackson Games. If you're at Origins, you'll actually need to look for a retailer booth because Steve Jackson won't have it up there. But come on, look at that awesome license and cool art. And how can you go wrong with a board game that has Keanu Reeves in it? So, Steve Jackson Games. They also have a Simon's Cat game that looks really hilarious. So if you're at Origins, find a retailer that's selling one of those.
All right. Steph, what is your number 10?
My number 10 is, I cheated a little bit, but Arkwright by Capstone Games. It's actually previously released in 2015, I think, but now it is being re-released. I don't know the specific details on changes and stuff like that are being done to it, but I do know that this is a game that I've always thought looks really, really interesting. It's kind of like a simulation game. It's got some economy in it. You're a factory worker and you're hiring workers and stuff like that. So if you look at some of the pictures on Board Game Geek, there's a lot going on. So I am totally pumped for this to be released at Origins, and maybe you should check it out.
Yeah, it's a pretty in-depth game. Daryl, your number 9.
That's right. I have chose a Cosmos game from the famous designer of Catan, Klaus Tuber. He's teaming up with Benjamin Tuber, which I believe is his son, and it is Smugglers. And this game looks hilarious. Okay, so you can see from the picture that there is a crook trying to pull something through a fence, and in the game it's kind of a dexterity game, push your luck, where you're trying to collect the loot, but not get too greedy that you can't then, when you have to run through the fence and escape, have too much stuff in your bag that it doesn't fit through the hole in the fence. So it's all about having that right amount of loot and then making a run for it and being successful. So Cosmos has some really interesting games coming out. That one, I think, looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a quick, fun game. They also have an SDJ nominee that I think shows up later on one of our lists, so stay tuned for that.
Right. So, Steph, you're up to number 9. Let's go.
My number 9 game of the top 10 releases that I'm looking forward to at Origins is Simmerg. I think I'm saying that correctly. Maybe it's Simmer. I don't know.
Me.
Totally.
This game I just thought looked really cool. I might be cheating with this one also. This might have been a previous release that they're bringing back by NSKN Games. In this game, you are heading a clan, and it's in kind of like a fantastical world. As you can see on the cover, there are dragons and giant birds and things like that in this Pandora-looking world. And it has one of my favorite things, which is modular boards. Yes! Also worker placement. Yes! Also tile laying. Yes! Like 3 for 3 on it so far, and you can play 2 to 5 players. So I'm looking forward to checking this out. This was one that had not been on my radar really until I heard that it was going to be at Origins. So
yeah, it looks really awesome. That was super small release, I believe, 2015 at the Spiel, but this is the real release.
This is the real spiel, the real deal.
And you don't only have workers; you have dragon workers. How cool is that?
Yes,
Ooh,
dragon
cool.
placement.
All right, Daryl, on to number 8 for you. I think it is something that looks like it's a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess people will think that all I play is chaotic, quick games because I've gone with Bill and Ted's and Smugglers, and here's number 3 for a 20-30 minute game from Stronghold, Pyratoons. Again, I think you got to be in the mood to have like a goofy, fun time with something like this, but I think it looks hilarious. I think it looks like a lot of fun, very different from what I've seen from Stronghold before. It's just a 20-minute game, 2 to 4 players, but you're just kind of pushing your luck, trying to get as much loot as you can, chaotic, fun. If you like fun, quick games, check it out.
Excellent. And Steph, oh, 1 second. Ah!
Whoa!
Whoa, Steph.
Whoa, it's Deb!
Maybe we'll edit that out and you don't know what we're wowing about.
Whoa!
That's right. So, Steph, what is up for number 8 from you? It's another Stronghold game.
Yeah. Number 8 is also a Stronghold game for me. My Village. If that name sounds familiar to you, that's because it is, and you can sense a theme on the last 3 games that I mentioned. This is in the same Village universe, or the Village Chronicles, but it is a different game. If you're familiar with the previous game, Village, you'll recognize some of the mechanics, like the life track. But there is a whole new twist to this game. So it's kind of a similar weight and feel to Village, but it is a little different. So definitely one to check out if you're a fan of Village, or even if you have not played Village before.
Yeah, I totally agree with this one. This was high on my list as well. Like Stephanie said, sometimes you see dice and you think it's going to be lighter, but this does a really great job of still being meaty and like kind of a nice solid medium weight game. So don't think of this as just like the light version. They've rethought the game, and it's unique, and it's in the world, but it still gives you a unique gameplay. There's a reason to own Village. There's a reason to also own My Village.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a favorite of my roommate's, Villages. So I bet that he is looking forward to hearing about this. So
Excellent. So, Daryl, we're on to your number 7.
My number 7, I have not played this. A few I've played or looked at, but I have not played this, but it just looks so darn good. But is Aquarium by Z-Man Games, a nice set collection card game. I'm a sucker for card games, especially. I really enjoy a lot of games that come out from Z-Man Games, and so I would not be surprised if this becomes a regular in my collection, where you're building an aquarium. I don't know why I didn't think of this game. It totally makes sense as a game, so I look forward to owning it.
Excellent. Steph, what about you for number 7?
My number 7 pick, I first saw it and was like, wait, really? Blue Orange Games is coming out with that? And it's a game called The Boss, which they are, again, picking up and distributing in the U.S. So this is also a game that is published already. So I promise I'll get to some brand new games.
Like a boss.
Yeah, and it is called The Boss. And this touts that it is a game of deduction, bluffing, and a lot of backstabbing. So make sure that you're wearing some protective armor whenever you play this game at Origins.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's kind of interesting because in the original version, you could actually see Canada was written up on the map.
We got cut.
We got
cut. Right. Maybe they went more south. They went for Cuba. I'm doing a little Cuba.
Well, they didn't want it to be that cutthroat. They just...
True.
It was like, they wanted it to be like, not the capo, but just like the underneath. The
for the children. Yeah. For the children.
Yeah, for the kids. And the Blue Orange games it a little bit.
Yeah. Mafia for the kids. All right. And Daryl, we are up to your number 6. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. This is Corrupted Kingdoms. It was on Kickstarter with Artana. I've heard, hopefully they'll have some air-shipped in copies. Might be demo only, but I'm still hopeful that there might be some for sale. But it looks like a great game, a nice little twist on a political themed game, but with this fun kind of creature monster thematic tie-in. I like political games. I love good art, so this caught my eye. So if you like political games, it should be pretty meaty, and you like coercing your friends into doing your bidding. Check out Corrupted Kingdoms.
All right. And Miss Straw, what is your number 6?
Hey, this one's finally a brand new game. Dead of Winter, The Long Night is going to be
Dead of Winter's out? No,
what? Is going to be published by Plaid Hat Games. This is and I love when games do this, it's a standalone expansion. So you can add it to the base game, Dead of Winter, or you can actually play it without Dead of Winter, the base game. So
yeah, those are my favorite words, I think, Steph. Standalone expansion.
Standalone expansion, yeah. Unless standalone is one word, which I think it might be. So those may be your 2 favorite words, maybe? I don't know. You could say standalone expansion game, but then that's 3 or 4.
I think that's one word.
Anyway, this one introduces horrible experiments into the game that can also pose a threat to you and the other players. So that's terrifying if you want to add that to your game. If I know Plaid Hat, and I know Plaid Hat, this game will probably sell out pretty quickly. So if you're the type that wants to pick up this game, I would definitely go to the Plaid Hat booth, number 1, 2, or 3 on your list.
Super good tip right there. It will go fast.
Yeah, that one's definitely going to fly off shelves. Daryl, what do you think about your number 5? Will it fly off shelves?
It will, and there's 2 factors. One, I believe, I could be wrong about this, but I believe it's a SDJ nominee. But if it's not, it should have been. And that is Animals on Board. And that's a co-publish. Stronghold is taking care of the North America crowd. It originally came from Eggert Spiel. Super fun game, super light. Takes like 30 minutes to play. It's a set collection game, but it has one of my favorite mechanics, and that there's kind of the you cut, I choose mechanic. But you're trying to collect different amounts of animals that have different values, but the real cute factor is you'll notice that the person on the cover is saying 2, no, you got to go to Noah's Ark. So if you have a set of 2 animals, then sorry, that's worthless. They go to Noah's Ark. But if you had 1 or if you had 3, that's a good thing. So it's a fun push your luck set collection game that you'll easily get to the table, and it has fun little 3D boats that act as your kind of animal holder. So
yeah. So you're actually playing Noah's other brother Bob or something?
Yeah, some other person who copycatted and built. As a theologian, maybe not biblically correct, but super fun.
Biblically correct. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk.
That's our category next year. We'll have a biblically correct category for games.
Biblically sound.
Biblically sound, theologically sound. Okay. Speaking of something that some people think religiously about, I think your next game is about Sherlock Holmes, right?
My number 5 game is Beyond Baker Street by Z-Man Games. This is kind of a Clue-style cooperative game where you're trying to solve the mystery or the case before Sherlock Holmes. So I guess it's cooperative, but you're you're like Sherlock is your bro, but you're like, we want to be better detectives than him though. So,
Obviously.
yeah. So it is a cooperative game, a little bit of deduction, press your luck, that kind of stuff. I have been looking forward to this one because I've heard a lot about it because one of the designers is Robin Lees. And Steve McKenzie also designed this game. And Robin had been talking about it. I think it became popular whenever he put it up as a print and play or put some information up about it like a couple of years ago. And then Z-Man ended up picking it up because of that popularity. So this is a little bit how your dreams can come true as a designer if you just get your game out there, get people playing it, and then get people hyped about it, and then someone like Z-Man Games could pick it up and publish it. So definitely check this out.
They did a wonderful job. I actually got to play this a handful of times before Robin Lees, which I'm proud to rub in, and it's really fantastic. Think Hanabi, but with a nice integrated theme, and it's totally worth it. It's quick, it's fun, and you like Steph said, you just jump into it, and it's really a fun time.
I like playing the dog.
Yes.
So, Daryl, let's talk about something that might be related to a ferret. What's your next list game?
Yeah, I got to give a shout out for Formal Ferret. We got Networks by Gil Hova. Both Stephanie and I, and Sen for that matter, are big fans of Gil. Love what you do. And now finally Networks is available for people to purchase. So anyone who was at Origins last year would have been by and got to play test. Actually, I think he was working on the expansion maybe even at last year's Origin. But now you could buy a copy of the Networks, and it's out for mass release. So we're really excited about that. It's a fantastic game where you're making like a TV show schedule. You're in competing networks, and it's easy to play, hard to master, nice medium weight game.
5 minutes to learn, but a lifetime to master.
A lifetime.
I wish every game was like that. They're
right?
Well, this is one of them. So if people don't have this yet in their collection, you should be buying this at Origins.
Yeah, definitely check out the Formal Ferret booth. Do you guys actually know the booth number for Formal Ferret? Or
Not that one.
Booths? Okay.
I wrote down a few, and then I lost that piece of paper.
I do not, but you can get the booth locations, right? You can check all that out at Origins on the website.
That's your excuse to go to the Origins Game Fair.com.
Which we're like, go to the website, and I'm like, what's the?
Hey, I said it. OriginsGameFair.com.
Is that really it? Okay.
Yeah, that's really 100%
okay.
it.
Okay, let's talk about my number 4 game.
Let's do that. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about that. That is Guilds of London by Tasty Mitchell Games. It'll be at the Tasty Mitchell Games booth. They are co-releasing, publishing it with Surprise Stare Games, and they will have limited copies. Yes, so this is a game that I actually don't know a ton about, but I have heard some hype, and so it's on my radar. It's for 1 to 4 players, 45 minutes. It's like kind of like an area control type thing. You're, I'm assuming, different guilds of London.
I can tell you a little bit about the guilds, actually. So
trying to be the guild with influence, I'm assuming.
super like fun fact. So my first game, The Walled City. This game was being designed at the same time. We found out about each other and emailed each other to make sure we weren't making the same game. Because the guilds of London are just a small factor in Walled City where you pick a guild and it gives you a special power. But in this game, full-fledged is the meat and potatoes of this game. So Tony Vitale has this really exciting game, and TMG scooped it up to co-publish it, and I'm really excited to get my copy. As Steph said, it's going to sell out fast. It sold out at the UK Expo. That they had a few limited copies there, and I was talking to Lance today, and he said that it will sell out right away. So
Lance
just happened.
Lance is pumped. Lance is pumped about it. So apparently you are trying to have the most influence in several different guilds, and that's how you get victory points, and that's how you win the game. So you want to be like the master of all of the guilds. You want to be the guild master. So that sounds cool.
Yeah, that's super awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to go with another game of the world. Okay. This one being the World's Fair 1893. We got to give a shout out for Foxtrot Games that has done a wonderful job with this, and art by Beth Sobel. I am a big fan of J. Alex Cavern's designs. I basically everything he makes I love. So it's really obvious that I will be buying this. It actually came out a week ago or so, but it'll be the first time at a show, and I'm super psyched. And I believe, I could be wrong on this, but I believe it won the Mensa. Question? I'm pretty sure it did. So
if not, it was definitely nominated or in the running.
I think it won. So people, if you're looking for the Mensa Game of the Year, check out World's Fair 1893.
We don't fact check stuff around here. This is no.
I got it all up here. I got it in here.
This is nerds here. We don't do that kind of stuff. What do you got on number three?
Yeah, my third game. This is a Spiel des Jahres nominee, and I know that for a fact. Imhotep is a Cosmos game, and there will be limited copies of this also at Origins. So this is a cool game. I had asked my friend Nicholas to bring this to Geekway because I had every intention and plan to play this, and this was before it was announced as an SDJ nominee. So in this game, you are builders in Egypt, and you want to be basically like a really awesome architect. And you're kind of like paying homage to them like Imhotep. It's about 40 minutes, which seems really quick for this type of game, so I'm not sure how accurate that is. And it's for 2 to 4 players, so maybe that 40-minute mark is for a 2-player game, but I feel like this thing could creep up to an hour for 4 players for sure. Just the way that the game looks like it plays, but it looks pretty gorgeous and there's a lot to it. So yeah, if you want to. Yeah, so if you want to check out one of the SDJ nominees, then this would be your place.
Excellent. Daryl, what do you say for number 2?
Well, this one I'm very excited about. The designers are handsome. They are brilliant. They are brothers from another mother. That's right. This was designed by the Bamboozle brothers themselves. Godfather. Being published by IDW. Oh, a new dawn. That's right. So I'm actually really excited. I haven't actually got to play it yet. So
really?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Sen, how did you get that advanced copy?
I don't know.
Stole it. He stole it.
I stole it.
So yeah, so I'm very excited about it just because I got to hear along the way the design. I know lots of people that were playtesters, and I know it's just my kind of game. So yeah. And then on top of it, wonderful IP, great publisher. So
yeah. So just to tell you a little bit about it, in case you haven't heard already, it's a dice-driven area control game where you're playing as one of the families, the 5 families. There is a 6th.
Families.
Yeah. In 1940s, 50s New York, trying to muscle each other out of the areas in New York. So it's actually really, really cool. If you like area control, if you don't mind a little dicing, and if you want to make people an offer they can't refuse, or you're actually giving them things and they might want to take it from you, this is the game for you. And apparently, what is Nate going to do if you bring him barbecue?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So Nate told me, and this is a secret fact that you're hearing from Nerd Syrup, but Nate will give you a discount on game purchases if you bring him good barbecue. So you heard it here. You source, say Nerd
and
Syrup.
And there is good barbecue. It's at that place. What is it like? Is it called the Market or something?
Yeah,
what's that place?
The street, the Market.
I don't remember the name of this barbecue place, but it is amazing. They have sausage and bacon and like Gouda grits or something crazy like that.
So
yeah.
So you heard it here. Nate at the IDW booth. If you bring him some good barbecue, you can get a discount on your IDW purchases. And that's because usually he starves to death when he works these shows, so he's just really looking.
I think that they should just give him a game for free.
Well,
bring some barbecue.
There's a lot of people bringing barbecue.
All right. Go on.
How about you, though, Steph? What's your number 2?
These guys are not as handsome, but...
Just to keep them humble, you think?
Yeah. No,
Well, no,
I'm going to
maybe we're
talk
handsome
about.
to Daryl, but not handsome to Steph.
Yeah. No, they are handsome. This is the same. Bamboozle Bros, Jay Cormier and Sen-Foong Lim, are doing Junk Art by Pretzel Games, and they will have limited copies of this again,
70.
available at Origins. What?
70. Just 70.
70? Wow, 70.
70. There's
So
going to be
there's going to
70
be so there
copies
are going to be
for
69
70.
copies. No. There are going to be 69 copies because Sen is going to make sure that I get one.
I can
So
I can probably do that.
there is going to be 69 copies
No,
there
no.
available for
I'm going to
purchase
talk
by
to
everyone
the
else.
crew and ban you.
Okay, so this is a really cool action and dexterity game. One of them stacking games, but it's a little different. This one I have seen pictures of. I have not gotten to play, but it looks really cool, looks really gorgeous, and there's some real skill in this, and it's not just dexterous skill involved. So it's
No.
not. Yeah, there's some strategy behind this for sure.
Yes.
So I'm excited to play this because I love those like dexterity stacking games, but a lot of them are just like who has the steadiest hand, you know. So and it's not all about that. So I'm excited.
Yes, it's got a lot of neat stuff in there. It's really a system where you can, because it's got cards instead of reaching into a bag and you can feel which piece you want. This you're playing cards and you're actually forcing opponents to play the piece that they might not want to play, right? So, and there's at least I think there's 12 to 13 variants. I can't even remember anymore how many variants we put in the box. Where you're playing a world tour. And oh, if you go to Origins, you can play the giant set, which is like 2.5 times the size of the real set. So yeah, mind blown, right, Steph? You can play the giant set, and if you do take pictures, please, and tweet them out and put hashtag Junkard or something, and I'll go look and I'll clap and I'll be really happy when you're playing.
I'm gonna go play it and retweet pictures of it.
Yeah, you do that. So hey, you know what? We are up to
Oh my gosh!
number one.
Let's do a drum roll. Let's do a drum roll for Daryl.
All right, Daryl, what's your number one?
All right, this game was by far the most hilarious game I played at the Gathering, and I promised that I would spread the word of my love for this game to Ignacy himself, Crazy Carts. It is hilarious. This is Team Play Robo Rally. That's right, you heard that. It plays 3 to 8 players, and it is chaos. So imagine Steph and I are both playing. We program our mats, but instead...
Oh god, you guys would lose so fast.
We would do so good.
No.
We could mind meld. And so we would alternate commands of the cart, like...
Yeah,
turn,
I know it. I know what that
turn.
means. That means
break.
initiate the ram. That's what that means. That's what that symbol is.
And that's right. The very first thing that you get to do is initiate your special thing. And Mary, every time she saw me do it, I would go, initiate the ram! And so after I played it, every time she'd see me around the convention, she would just do this. Initiate the ram!
That's like when you're like driving by a
yeah, you see a truck driver and you want him to you're like initiate the ram. That's really what
it's awesome. So you got to check out Crazy Carts so you know what I'm talking about. Initiate the ram. That was my favorite one. But Crazy Carts from Portal.
Very cool. We are up to number one for Steph too. Let's give her the drumroll treatment. Ready?
This game is a game that we will never be. But it will be there at Origins, and we will never be Royals, but Arcane Wonders is releasing Royals at Origins. This game, 2 to 5 players, 60 minutes, I've had my eye on this game for a long time. It was originally released a year or so ago, I think.
Longer than that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it actually might have been longer than that, but I know that it won some awards and stuff last year. But I have actually been looking for this game, had it on my wish list and stuff for a really long time. So I am pumped to get this, and I'm going to definitely head to the Arcane Wonders booth and be like, Scott's not there anymore, and I'll be sad, but I'll be like, hey, let me check out this game. Plus, I love Peter Hawes, the designer. Like, I think he's just great. He does really good stuff like Francis Drake and Triassic Terror, and I've always been happy with his stuff. So
this is my shortest description of it. Ticket to El Grande.
That's exactly what it is.
Boom.
With some web of power built in.
Yeah, with web of power weaved in. Yes.
Yeah. So you can go see Scott at another booth. Don't worry, he'll be there.
Yeah, at some other booth.
Some other booth. Oh, I just got your joke, Steph.
About we'll never be royals?
Yes. 10 minutes later, Sen
Wow.
gets the joke.
We'll weave
All
in
right.
some Lord's music. So.
Yes. Okay, so that was the top 10, and we're going to move on to the top 10 demo only coming up very shortly.